these men, one was given 5 talents, the other was given 2 talents, and the other was given 1. Given the same instruction that he gave you and me today. Occupy till I come. Go work. So, one guy said, let me just say this. The man who was given all these talents was not loved. The Bible tells us, Luke tells us that the man who was giving out these talents, he was not loved by the people. They said in Luke chapter 19 verse 14, but his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. When God calls you to a work, you're going to hear me now to see. When God calls you to a work, God is not concerned that you are loved. Because the Bible tells us that thou shalt love the Lord thy God, and him only shall you serve. God never tell you that I'm giving you these talents and the people around you will love you. Something wrong with you when everybody loves you. Something can be very wrong when everybody loves you, but these people, they hated this man. They said, we can never let him rule over us. And so there was an attitude problem right there. They had to work through an attitude of hate. And hate breeds jealousy, and jealousy breeds any kind of thing that happen to you when people hate you. Friends, but the good news this morning is this. You ought not to allow your sentiments, the way how you perceive a person, the way how you feel about a person, to influence your performance. Oh, come on now. The reality is, we have to rise above how we feel about people when we are entrusted with a task to perform. Well, I can hear nothing. So when the man left, despite the fact that it was known that these people hated the man, 2 of those men said, you know something? I am not going to look at him. I am going to look at what I've been given to do. I am going to use my ability to perform the task which I have been called to perform. And he went with 5 talents. He went up there and he worked those 5 talents. He invested in the stock market. He invested in gold. He invested in sand dollar. He invested in silver. He invested in Telsa. He invested in the space program. And from his investment, he gained huge benefits of interest. Profit margin, 100% profit margin from his 5 talents that he had. He didn't allow his personal feeling to stop him from performing. He didn't allow his ambition to get in his way. Now that he's gone, I can do my thing. He didn't allow it. But he looked at a bigger picture. And so did the second man with the second talent. How many of you know that the devil is the biggest instigator of hate? If you find that you hate someone, you're not being motivated by God. If you stoop to the level of hating someone, then you have to say that this is not of God. I have to rise above this feeling. When, even if you begin to feel jealous of a person or envious of a person, My friends, this morning, the second man came and said, Lord, I know I know, but listen, I did my part. You got to exchange. He bought a mailboat so I can carry people to the family islands. Yes. He invested in some child. He said, I want to get some people to Exuma. I want to chat with people to Exuma. I want to build some houses so that people can pay some rent. There's nothing wrong with getting rent. Nothing wrong with being a landlord. May I tell you, the people who rent from you, when you know they can sing this song. They take a baby table and they feel like I'm a table. They take a baby chair but my chest no, but they can't take me landlord. I said they can't take me landlord. That's what they can say. But when you are a landlord, it means that you're made an investment. Yeah. And if you invest in houses and you people paying your rent, you're going to make a dividend at some point. And this man, he got his plane going between the family island charter. And now people, when they come in, they got to say, boss, you have any house? So he rented. I'm putting this in local time. This is local time. I'm putting this in. So when the man came back, he said, man, boss, this is what I did. This is what you give me, sir. And this is what I did. 100% profit. 100% profit. This is what this man did. And then the next fellow, God, the man gave him 1 talent. He was always was at a deficit. He always was at a lack of abilities. But he allowed stinginess. He allowed his self-centeredness, thinking of himself more highly than he ought to think, that he concentrated not on the big picture, but he tried to take funnel vision on the small thing for now. He couldn't foresee the great picture that God had laid up there for him. And he said, when the man called him, he said, Lord,